The key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things.
Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't walk into The View, he invaded it. One-liners like bullets, truth bombs exploding on impact, and not a soul on that panel was ready. He torched the niceties and lit up the room like a political hitman. The liberal hosts, scrambling, flustered, speechless. It wasn't a chat, it was a takedown. No mercy, no fluff, just straight up fire. If you're done with soft takes and watered-down drama, strap in. This wasn't television, this was a televised ambush.
If you are an immigrant, you're an immigrant in this country.
Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't just chase the American dream, he bulldozed it into reality. From penniless immigrant to global icon, he conquered muscle, movies, and the governor's mansion with unstoppable force. So when The View booked him, they thought they'd scored a headline. They wanted a soundbite, a Trump takedown, a safe liberal moment. But what they got? A live detonation. Arnold didn't show up to play puppet, he showed up swinging. And when they tried to steer him into their narrative, he ripped the script apart and lit it on fire. This wasn't a feel-good guest spot, it was a televised reckoning. And The View? They walked into the furnace and got burned. Arnold started soft, like a master tactician laying bait. He spoke with heart, praising America, honoring opportunity, and pulling the audience in with that immigrant grit they all expected to hear. The crowd, eating it up, applause echoed, nods all around. The View hosts looked smug. They thought they had him right where they wanted. But that wasn't the message. That was the misdirection. While they smiled, Arnold was loading the verbal shotgun behind the scenes. And then, boom! The mask dropped, the room shifted. He wasn't there to parrot talking points, he was there to detonate them. The setup was flawless. The fallout? Brutal. No one saw it coming. But they sure felt the impact. As the clip winds down, Sonny Hostin jumps in, visibly rattled, scrambling to steer the moment. But it was too late. Arnold had already flipped the script. No shouting, no theatrics, just stone-cold truth. He calmly reminded everyone that immigration has a legal path, and that's the path that matters. The studio, silent. The applause, gone. What started as a feel-good segment turned into a reality check. Arnold didn't come to stroke egos or play the partisan game. He came to speak facts, and when facts clash with the agenda, even The View gets uncomfortably quiet. Then came the knockout punch. Schwarzenegger dropped a truth bomb so raw, it sent Sonny Hostin and Behar into full panic mode. No filters, no apologies. His message? Immigrants should act like immigrants. Grateful, law-abiding, ready to contribute. Not criminals, not freeloaders. And he wasn't just talking, he had the receipts. A 2023 DHS report exposed over 56,000 non-citizen arrests, including murder, assault, and drug trafficking. In Texas alone, 250,000 criminal charges linked to illegal immigrants. The data's brutal, the message even more so. But The View wasn't ready for that heat. They wanted a headline. What they got was a warning shot. Schwarzenegger didn't bend to their narrative, he torched it. Because in his eyes, immigration is a privilege, not a hall pass for chaos. And when you land on American soil, you play by American rules. Period.
You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
Schwarzenegger wasn't done. He dropped another verbal hammer that made the panelists on The View visibly squirm. No yelling, just razor-sharp conviction. His message? Stop asking what America can give you. Start asking what you can give back. Gratitude isn't a slogan. It's service, respect, and contribution. He didn't demonize immigrants. He is one. But he called out the rising culture of entitlement with surgical precision. His question cut deep. Are we building a generation of builders? Or a mob of complainers? The room got tense. The silence? Deafening. It wasn't just a statement, it was a challenge to the nation. And Sonny Hostin? She snapped back, clearly rattled by where he was taking it. But Arnold wasn't looking for applause, he was sounding the alarm. And whether you're ready for the truth or not, he just lit a fire under the American dream. Did you see it? Sonny Hostin's hand flew up like a panic signal the moment Arnold started torching their carefully crafted narrative. That's what happens when blunt force truth collides with the polished veneer of woke talking points. It gets messy real fast. She reached for the oldest trick in the book: deflect, distort, distract. Claimed American-born citizens commit more crimes than immigrants. Classic sleight of hand: shift the conversation, blur the facts, and hope the audience doesn't catch on. But Schwarzenegger wasn't having it. He sliced through the spin with brutal clarity. This isn't about crime stats. This is about the law. Illegal entry is already a violation. That alone justifies deportation, not as punishment, but as preservation of order. The left doesn't want that line to exist. They need the chaos, the gray area, the confusion, because the moment the rules get enforced, their narrative falls apart. And just when you thought it couldn't get hotter, Arnold aimed higher, straight at Gavin Newsom. No dodging, no diplomacy, just a full-blown verbal takedown of California's collapse under his so-called leadership. Schwarzenegger didn't come to The View to debate. He came to dismantle. And he did, piece by piece. Let's call it what it is. Gavin Newsom isn't leading California, he's running it into the ground. While Arnold Schwarzenegger called for unity and logic, Newsom chose ego and spectacle. He didn't govern, he performed. Daring Trump to arrest him wasn't bravery. It was political theater dressed up as defiance. You don't douse a wildfire with gasoline and call it strategy. Real leaders cool tensions, build bridges, and prevent disaster before it explodes. Newsom, he poured fuel on chaos, watched it burn, and when the heat turned on him, he tossed out a flimsy apology no one bought. California didn't need a showman, it needed a stabilizer. What it got was a partisan arsonist spinning narratives while the state spiraled. But The View wasn't done. They wanted blood. So they pivoted to the National Guard issue, hoping to corner Arnold. Big mistake. Schwarzenegger doesn't flinch under pressure. And when it comes to crisis response, he's no puppet for political games. You could almost hear the studio crack when Arnold Schwarzenegger went there, defending Trump's National Guard deployment. Whoopi Goldberg shifted uncomfortably, the panel froze, and the energy shifted like a storm cloud rolling in. Arnold didn't stutter. He laid it out with surgical calm. When chaos erupts, peace comes first. Protect lives, protect property. And if that means calling in the National Guard, then yes, Trump was right. No spin, no hedging. Just a hard truth they did not want aired on daytime TV. You could practically see producers melting behind the scenes, scrambling to find the kill switch. But Schwarzenegger wasn't there to play lapdog to the narrative. He came with backbone, not buzzwords, and when that happens, panic sets in. Meanwhile, across the political circus, Ilhan Omar tried taking a swing at Trump for the same decision. But Ben Shapiro didn't let that slide. He fired back with precision, exposing the double standards in real time. Arnold flipped the script. Shapiro nailed it shut. And The View left picking up the shattered pieces of their carefully curated agenda. Ben Shapiro didn't just respond, he echoed the very fire Schwarzenegger lit on The View. His message was crystal clear. Gratitude, not grievance, is the soul of the immigrant journey. But Ilhan Omar, she's flipped that script completely. Instead of honoring the country that gave her safety, freedom, and a seat in Congress, she paints America as the villain, racist, oppressive, even calling it one of the worst nations on earth. It's not just tone deaf, it's insulting. To every immigrant who worked, sacrificed, and believed in the American dream, her words are a spit in the face. And let's ask the question no one on the left dares to touch. If America is so broken, so evil, so unworthy, why is she here? And more importantly, how did this supposedly horrible country elevate her to national power? The hypocrisy doesn't just reek, it's radioactive. And it's time people stopped pretending it's normal. That's where we'll leave it for now. If you're tired of the sugar-coated nonsense and want truth served sizzling hot, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because we're just getting started.